I now give time to Ms. Alyzza Mulleon, actress, producer, and All Lives Matter organization ambassador.
Mr. President, Abdullah Shahid, Excellencies, thank you for granting me the honor to address to you this morning. In my role as ALM Ambassador for the UN Development Program, the goal of making this planet, which is planet Earth, a much better world to live in. I've been seeing lately that violence has been rampant in this century. Each year, more than 1.6 million people worldwide lose their lives to violence. If not dead, trauma lives with them. Violence between groups under difficult life conditions is more likely in failed states. Poor countries strongly affected by economic problems and with weak and corrupt state institutions and limited civic institutions. One tragic history that would never be forgotten. A worst form of violence, genocide. In the early beginning, in the year 1994, Rwandan genocide, one of the most notorious modern genocides that only last 100 days, nearly killed 1 million ethnic Tutsi. Here's a video clip of a Rwanda genocide survivor whose life became miserable as it could be.
Lost, Jean-Marie has witnessed the horror of the post-genocide Hutu massacres.
They hit people's heads with foka, which are like hoes. The rebels hit them on the back of the head. They lined people up in ranks, and one after the other they killed them, and then they threw their bodies in a mass grave. How can we forget this? Every day something reminds me of what happened. When you come across someone who's lost a brother, a sister, a child who's grown up without parents. It's impossible.
Sitting on the sofa of his tidy mud house, Jean-Marie wonders why he survived.
It was that day on October the 30th that I understood that man can die just like an animal. Sometimes I wonder, why work? Why live when you can just die in that way? It was 9 o'clock in the morning, the women on one side, the men on the other. I remember it was raining that day. It was Wednesday, October the 30th, 1996. The women were massacred during the day. For us men, it was at night. Dead bodies were taken to the river or dumped into mass graves.
Terrible to imagine how those memories would haunt the victims for the rest of their lives. To us, the hardest part is having the power, the position to help them. But in what way? Material support? I've read several studies and came up with only one conclusion. By the way, this applies in general. Creating constructive ideologies and groups. At times of difficult life conditions or persistent conflict, people need hope. Hope is often provided by ideologies that are destructive in that they identify enemies. To prevent violence and promote a peaceful future, people need constructive ideologies, visions of a hopeful future that embraces all groups and motivates all groups to work together for their fulfillment. Everybody can participate in the creation of positive visions, introducing and discussing ideas in religious and civic groups and with neighbors, writing to newspapers and leaders, supporting constructive ideas and actions. The media, writers, thinkers, leaders, and public persons have the greatest potential for influence, both negative and positive. My organization read the theme, All Lives Matter. And by saying that, we are not just taking the step to give hope for the victims, but also for the ones responsible for their misery. By promoting self-awareness in all ages. According to Abraham Maslow, the necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself. We rarely take the time to contemplate the real nature of our existence, to ask the question, Who am I? Being self-aware is having a good knowledge and understanding of yourself, including being aware of your own feelings and character. Practicing self-awareness is about learning to better understand why you feel what you feel, and why you behave in a particular way. Having this awareness gives you the opportunity and freedom to change things about yourself, enabling you to create a life that you want. Human life is truly a very precious gift. Each moment of human life carries us an opportunity to act, to develop, and express our virtues. Every moment unlocks the path to us to receive blessings. This is the truth that life gives us both positive and negative situations. What is really important is how to react. Life is a gift of God in the form of things that will make it meaningful whatever we can. We are all unique individuals. No one is born like you and no one will ever be. So cherish your individuality. Many times I come across people accusing God of things that they don't have. They always cursing their lives.